Today we're going to learn how to do a chi-square test on SPSS. Chi-square tests compare two qualitative variables when you want to know if there is a relationship between the two. It also requires that they be independent, which we'll talk about a bit more later. So the test we're going to run today is whether male and female students at Lee come from families with different political stances. And we're going to use a significance level of 5%. So if we take a look at SPSS, where we have the data uploaded, you see in the first column it has the political stance of the family, whether it's conservative or moderate or other. Part of the reason we have this other category is because some categories such as liberal are not very frequent. And to run a statistical test, we need to make sure we have at least a few responses in each category. So instead of having separate categories for apolitical or no political views and liberal, we just kind of consolidate them all into one category called other. And the second column indicates whether the student is female or male. To run our chi-square test, we click Analyze, then we click on Descriptive Statistics under Crosstabs, and you pick which variable is going to go in each column or row. It doesn't matter which one goes in the column or the row, it's not going to change the significance of our test. We click on Statistics and make sure that we check the box for chi-square. We press Continue, and we run our test. First, we see the crosstabs of our test, which shows the gender of the participant on the top and the political stance on the left. Part of being an independent t-test is it indicates that each individual in your study should appear in at most one place on this cross tabulation. That is, you might be a female who has a family with a moderate political stance. You might be a male that has a family with a conservative political stance, but you can't be represented in two boxes. There's another test that you run if you have dependent categorical variables, but when you have independent categorical variables, each individual should occur in precisely one of the boxes on your crosstabs. If you scroll down, you can see the result of the chi-square test. And the significance level here is, 78% almost, indicating that this is not a significant result. That is, we are not convinced that male and female students at Lee come from families with a different distribution of political background. And so we're going to conclude that male and female students at Lee, the distribution of what kind of families they come from in terms of their political stances are the same. That is, whether a student is female or male doesn't affect whether they come from a moderate, conservative, or other political stance household.